Hey guys, so this is gonna be kind of podcast kind because I am literally just woke up and I'm in my bed and I just feel like I need to share this with you. So there is no video, it's just my voice, okay? So I had this like it's not a dream, it's almost like a semi-conscious thought that came to me right before I woke up. It's like somebody, two people, and they are really um, interested in each other and really into each other, like not like in it felt like that they are vibing with each other energy. And then it's like they're showing their emotional side, they're showing almost like somebody, they're just opening up that room where they hold all the treasures, emotional treasures. And then um they're really appreciating what they have to share, and both of them are very excited about sharing that with each other and really grow with that. And after a while, one person, they just shut that door where they hold all the treasures and lock it. And the other person is like waiting outside, just right outside of the door, and they are knocking and say, "Hey, what happened? Why did you shut the door?" And no answer, nothing. And then they think, okay, maybe they just need some time, or maybe they just need space. I'm not gonna disturb or anything. So that other person is really standing outside of the door and just hoping and wishing and really marinating with all this memory that they had, sharing all this, because that person is really feeling excited. Oh my god, that person is saying thing like feeling that, oh wow, there is so much, like, oh my god, I never thought that I'm gonna find someone with, where I can feel like, oh, we have so many good things that we can share with each other and grow from that. Anyway, so the time goes on, and the door is never open. But every time that person who is outside knock on the door, this is something as if like say something so that it's proven that they are inside, but that door is not opening. And it's been time, and then I can sense that the person who is waiting outside started feeling all sorts of different emotions, because not knowing what just happened, at the same time very much allured by what is inside, very much allured and hopeful. Oh, that door is gonna be open because I know what it holds inside. So it's like a constant hope. And I don't know, this is very significant. I feel like that how we navigate when we put up, like in a relationship. You know, in relationship, I think if we are really honest, then we all know that when we watch, especially this love and relationship kind of tarot card reading, there is always this hope that that door is gonna be open, hope that that treasure gonna be shared and grow. That hope. So our intention and hope comes from a very nice place of mutual understanding and mutual respect. But what happened most of the time, if we are not conscious, we ended up standing outside of the door and waiting. Even though we don't like to say that to ourselves, we tell ourselves, no, I'm understanding another person. I understand that they are not coming up now because they are this, they are that, they are doing this, they are doing that. Yes, all this understanding of human psychology, it's very good for us to know how to navigate and how to really empathize with people, how to really understand what people actually go through before judge them. But it's not our responsibility at the same time to stand outside of the door while other person, like they can go through so many things. People can go through so many things. Understanding that, but hoping that their consciousness will let them make that make an action which will be beneficial for both party. That is a hope, but most of the time it doesn't happen. So I was just thinking, like, how much as a tarot community, what is that we are feeding into? I know a lot of people, we watch tarot, especially relationship, love, and all that, because that is very vulnerable space for us. We feel heartbroken, we feel misunderstood, we feel ghosted, and we just don't know whom to go. Because most of the time that we, if we talk to our friends or colleagues around they, usually they say, oh, that person is just playing with you, or that person is not for you, just move on. It's very simple advice they give, but it's not easy for us, people who face this, to do that. So we come to a place, especially tarot, astrology, all this kind of occult play, something that we don't do in our day-to-day life. We come here for an understanding, like why it is happening, how that person, this kind of hope bring us here. But please, I think it's our responsibility also not to get manipulated by this space as well. Most of the time I see that people are talking about how are they feeling, like your like partner wise, how are they feeling, what they are thinking, will they come back. The thing is, why do we need to know how they are feeling? Because you would never know. You can also only project what they're feeling because that's what you want to feel, that's what you want to think that they're feeling. It's very good to know that how people works on a psychological level, how people works on people works, like on a inner level. That gives us enough knowledge to empathize with people. But constantly get addicted by how are they feeling and how are they thinking, this and that. Ask yourself, is it really helping you to move from this waiting zone that you are waiting outside of the door and the door is always closed, but it's giving you enough allure to make sure that you stay there? Whether that is it allurement is a word, I don't know. Whether that allure comes from the person who you interact, like who hold the treasure and stop showing you or sharing, or is it comes from external like tarot, astrology, constantly feeding you so that you can stay at the doorstep and not moving. Understand, empathize with people for their situation, but it's not your responsibility to wait there while they work on themselves or not work on themselves. Let them work on their own thing on their own, but you cannot just stand outside of the door because thinking that one day that door will be open. I can guarantee if that person really wants to share their treasure with you, when they do open their door, they will find you. They will find you. Because we always think that, oh, we will have multiple people who we can share treasure with, but it's very hard to find people who can actually appreciate what kind of treasure you hold and be willing to share their own at the same time. So when they do open this door, they will realize that there is not a line outside their door waiting for them to share the treasure with. So they will find you. Do your, just understand, empathize what people go through. And but ask yourself, is it really helping you standing outside of the door? Is it those readings where they, is always ask this tarot reading, is it helping me in my life to flourish my own treasure, to develop my own treasure, or is it helping me just stay at the doorstep and waiting for that person to open that door? Maybe I'm doing it a different version. Maybe I'm telling myself, no, I'm learning them. I'm learning where they're coming from. Yes, learning is good. You can also learn it from not standing at the door. We live in a virtual world. You can leave from that doorstep and you can go do your stuff, and you can still learn about people's psychology. Still still empathize with still sorry still empathize with how people works and what they're coming from. So I really feel like as a viewer, we always need to ask, is this reading helping me to flourish my own treasure, to create my own treasure, to expand my own treasure, to share my own treasure with the world? Or is it keeping me almost paralyzed, whether I want it or not, subconsciously, and keeping me at this doorstep? So every time you watch something, every time you let others people energy in your life, ask this question, because otherwise it can be very detrimental to your knowledge, and it can be without you even know, you will find yourself standing at this doorstep years and years without doing anything, without expanding your own talent, without expanding your own treasure. And then all this lost year become such a huge, you feel like all this year just stolen from you. Then you feel anger, rage, hatred come from that. Before we get to that position, I feel like it's our responsibility, both as a reader and as an audience, to get in this space with a full consciousness. What is this reading is doing to me? Don't let any reader or any external energy make you stuck at the doorstep and make you believe that you are growing from it. Ask yourself, am I really growing? Is this really helping me to share my treasure, to grow my treasure? If the answer is no, no matter how in what it is, that external energy that you are letting in, stop. Alright, guys, I just wanted to share that because I feel like many people exploit this space, because this space is not a business. People who come here, they're coming here for a purpose, because they are vulnerable and they want guidance. They want to be understood, their position, and not to be judged. Not They don't want to be cookie cutter. That's why they are seeking for different alternative way of looking at world. But always ask if it is being exploited or not, and how it is. Your growth is the first and foremost priority, and however you obtain that growth, that depends on your personality and your nature. So I'm not gonna say that how to do that, but it's you. But always ask whether it's really helping you to grow as a person, and not keeping you consciously and unconsciously stuck by the doorstep. Thank you. Take care. Bye.